Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days. My name's Ava Solberger. We are here in Glover, Vermont for Bread and Puppet, who are celebrating their 50-year anniversary this summer.
Puppet show right this way!
Bread and Puppet was started by Peter Schumann in New York City in the 60s, and in the 70s they moved to Vermont.
We live here already for how long now? What is now? 13 since the year 70. That makes it 43 years.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, 43 years. My God, yeah, it has been, this Vermont has been very good to us.
This afternoon we are going to see the total this and that circus here in the field behind me.
Delighted to see that finally the animal world took over and overwhelms the human world, at least in puppetry. So not in the real world. In the real world, unfortunately, the humans are dominant, and they are showing it by destructive means and awful results. And in this puppet world, looks very much like animals have the upper hand.
I like what Peter says about bread nourishing you, and he talks about it like being something for the audience to chew on, like physically, as they're like chewing on these thoughts.
Bread and Puppet is a really unusual American theater company, making theater that is artistically sound and visually interesting and uses puppets, but also addresses political issues and social issues.
Being a part of the theater, I'm very aware that I'm a part of something that is so much bigger than me and that has such an incredible history. I think that's what brought me here in the first place.
That's kind of part of the reason why I was interested, because Bread and Puppet was one of the first big American companies to do this and to get kind of a recognition.
And puppets are just amazing. Puppets are like the cheapest, fastest, awesomest way to like make some political theater and get out in the world.
When you have something like a puppet, you're disarmed because you think it's like a kid's thing, and then it's suddenly a really important message, and then it hits you right in the stomach.
That to me feels like real activism, like activism in daily life, activism in how you get things done.
Like you just go into the museum and like you're just surrounded by like history, like artistic history, and you like look at all these puppets and you like think about where they've been. And
for me, this is a place to come to receive the antidote.
Bread and Puppet's just like good for the world, basically.
It's an organism in and of itself. It's really amazing.
Magical and impossible.
I've been coming since I was a kid.
Me too. It's a lot of fun because it's like outdoors, not inside in an auditorium.
So I've never seen something that makes use of the landscape like this, like with the hills and such big groups of people.
It is possible to make theater about what we're all thinking about or what's in the newspapers.
We have focused on issues in the past like Vermont Yankee and the wind towers.
Anti-over-electricity consume minimalists. Denounce!
Every year is very, very different.
And in the summer, we're here and we create shows with this huge cast of characters.
Total this and that
circus! And really point at the Voting Rights Act.
Yeah. The tiger is a very low-moving creature.
Killer.
It's better than any exercise class you could ever take. It's the Bread and Puppet workout.
Horses! I have your attention, please?
So it sounds something like da 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 da.
I guess you have to come and see.
I love the scene. I really enjoy the fact that they can intertwine really current events that are very important, but just in this artistic way.
This and that circus thing, how it incorporates all these different causes and ideas.
I've never seen anything like it. Really refreshing in terms of how creative and imprecise it is, because I'm used to Cirque du Soleil.
Like, it's all about an interaction with the audience.
It means an alternative, perspective of how we can, set the world straight.
Yeah, it's the Voting Rights Act, and we're all the voters. And then he's going to get, the guy who came up with it is going to get knocked over by the Supreme Court.
No. People are afraid to even speak out these days, so it's an important message.
We're citizens, we're artists, we're musicians. Let's use our art to talk about this.
What really pulls me back is I feel like it's like my family is here, because then we get to come here and the way we spend time with each other is making theater.
All these talented types of people are all surrounded by even more talented clouds and chunks of sky and forest and meadow, and they're all steeped into them, and the whole show is an effort to connect them to that world which they usually meet only passively, but in the case of this event here, they meet them actively in collaboration.
I first met Bread and Puppet in 1990.
1973.
I think I started coming in the 70s.
I've been coming for like 5 years.
It's my second year.
This is my 4th summer.
I've been a resident puppeteer for 2 years.
It's a third of my life.
So what?
It's been involved with Bread and Puppet.
I came and I fell in love and I didn't want to leave.
It's completely fulfilling in every way possible.
It changed my life. It really shaped my understanding of a different way that art can be made and culture can be created.
There are people from different walks of life who come here who aren't actors, actresses, dancers, and puppeteers, such as myself. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I work in healthcare for the homeless and addictions treatment.
And then there are community members, like today's circus rehearsals, a lot of people from the community.
And then there's like geezers who were in the company in the 70s.
And it's also quite international, and it's multi-generational. We've made these friendships and they endure, and people keep coming back and keep coming back.
It's like a chance to be around radical folk for 2 months and to kind of like replenish yourself.
This isn't an audition theater. If you want to be here, you're here, and you all work together.
So we're eating meals with 100 people. Personal space does exist. You have to find it. And then we're working 6 days a week, together on all these shows. So we become, each other's lives.
Growing up in Vermont, it was sort of like Bread and Puppet was sort of in the background,
Bread and Puppet is enmeshed in the fabric of, especially the Northeast Kingdom, really.
Well, it just touches a nerve for a lot of people in the area.
And the Northeast Kingdom is such a special part of Vermont because I think it is a place where lots of different kinds of people come together.
That's one reason people come to the Northeast Kingdom, is to get away from all the, control.
It's good for Vermont, it's good for everything.
Oh, trees so greatly.
It's really cool that they're still attacking issues and still politically engaged.
So glad they're still around and they're doing so well.
It's the same, chaotic, multiple shows happening, massive spectacle.
Because absurdity is very powerful. There are always those of us who are seeking not to take ourselves too seriously in very serious times.
Happy anniversary, Bread and Puppet, and we'll get stuck with you again real soon.
I think I have to go.
Thank you so much, Claire. Appreciate it. Go, if you have to go, go.
Yeah, I think Tiger's
go. Thank you, Tigers.
That's my cue.
And I think I have to go now.
Oh, go, go.
Thanks.
And how do you feel about the end of this interview? Thank
Bravo,
you.
bravissimo.
Bravissimo.